Hello and welcome to Creativity with DA3 Live. I'm your host, Don Allen III, and today we're going to be working on Cinema 4D to design a wax creature to make it have some cool, realistic wax-looking textures and feelings. So please join me now as we begin. We're going to be working in Cinema 4D. We're also live streaming to Instagram and YouTube at the same time right now, so maybe one of them will break, but either way, let's get started. I'm just going to double check that this is on, and oh, that's the wrong one. Right back to it. Here we are. Cool. We are on to the show. Let me just see if it's live. Yeah, live streaming is on. All right. Hello and welcome back to Creativity with DA3 Live. Let's get started right away. We're in Cinema 4D, and I'm just going to shrink this window down. We're going to be sculpting a 3D wax creature. And this is the perspective view inside of Cinema 4D. We're going to change that view into what's called our display. Well, actually, we'll just pull up 2 different angles, or 4, whatever works for you. And we're going to be sculpting. So I changed the layout to sculpting by default. It's going to look like this. This is considered your startup screen. And then we're going to change it to sculpting. All right, here we go. If you want to see what our end product of this video is going to be, to know what you're getting yourself into, go ahead and scroll to the very end of the video if you're not watching this live to see what we get at the end. If you're not pleased with what that is, then don't watch this video because that's what it's going to look like in the end. Alright, here we go. For those of you on Instagram, you can click the link in the description on the top and you will be able to go see the live feed, I think, on your phones. Let me know if that works. If it doesn't work, then I gotta fix something. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the sphere, and I'm gonna change my display to Guru shading lines, and we're gonna make this sphere gigantic. So I'm actually gonna change it back to my standard view, grab the sphere, hit the shortcut T to bring up our transform options, and just scale it up a little bit. So we kind of got a big sphere to work with. Then we're going to jump into the modeling axis, and with the sphere selected, we're going to change it from a standard to a tetrahedron. Oh, just kidding. That's a hexahedron. I meant a tetrahedron. And this creates a bunch of triangles. You don't have to do this. It's just a preference that I like to use. You know, there you go. So we have a sphere. It's made of tetrahedrons. It's larger. Let's start sculpting. I'm going to change the layout from standard down to sculpting. Ta-da! We're in sculpting. Looks like nothing has changed. That's because nothing has changed. We will need to transform this into something cool. So to do that, we're going to click this button, and that makes your object editable. And as soon as your object is editable, you'll notice that all of these sculpting tools turn on. Currently, this is the 2017 version of Cinema 4D. It might look different in the future. It might look different if you're coming from the past, but it's going to have something along these lines here. And oh yay, the link in the bio works. Yes! Thank you, Beck Mans, for letting me know on Instagram that the link works. This is good to know. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the pull tool, and I'm thinking of kind of a blob looking monster. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the size of our brush to like 54 and the pressure to be something ridiculous, like 54 as well. Okay, that wasn't that ridiculous. Let's change the pressure to like 80. I'm just trying to get a feel to see if this brush is going to work for us. Next, I'm going to go into the symmetry options, and we're going to turn link symmetry on. This is going to make it so that when we jump out of the different sculpting tools in Cinema 4D, we are able to preserve whatever settings are left on that brush. So I'm doing link symmetry and link brush size. And then in the symmetry options, we got to choose in what dimensions we want it to be symmetrical. So we're going to jump into the XY axis. Oh, just kidding. No, we're not. We're going to try a different one. Let's try the ZXY axis. There we go. Next, I'm going to switch my view from perspective view into front view so we can see the front of our mesh. We're going to change our display to Guru shading lines. And then we got this big old sphere on the screen. Oh, whoa. Nan Shirk is here, brother. Welcome, Nan Shirk. Welcome to the show. Good to have you here. All right. Hello, Chris. We are live right now on Instagram and on YouTube, broadcasting the screen, and we are sculpting what's going to be a monster, hopefully, in Cinema 4D. We're going to use the pull tool. It's one of my favorites to start off. with the geometry, and we're going to increase the brush size and also increase the brush strength. Oh, I made a mistake. Let's link the symmetry. Let's go to our symmetry settings. And again, for those of you not watching this live and you're watching this later, skip to the end of this video to get an idea of what it's going to look like in the end, because right now it looks like nothing. So let's get started. Alright, so let's go into our Guro shading. Hang on, the symmetry is not turning on. Okay, there we go. So I want to turn on just the X, Y, and Z axis. So I'm going to start off by making kind of like some really general shapes here. I like to kind of work off of general shapes. Hello from Bolivia. Oh, Chris, that is very kind. All right. So we're working on this face. This is the front of the face of, I guess, some monster. Maybe it's the whole body. Haven't decided yet. Let's jump into the grab tool. And the grab tool kind of does what it says it does. It grabs geometry and pushes it in. If I show us our lines, you can see how it's pushing in different shapes. I'm going to increase the brush size of this one a little bit. So let's jump into our settings. Where is it? Settings. Size. Brush size. Huge brush. And we're kind of just creating some shape. I'm starting off with symmetry, but we're going to eventually turn off the symmetry so that the object looks more normal. Okay, I don't know what we just made, so let's jump out of our camera and jump into, ooh, look at that weird thing. Looks kind of like a dinosaur head, so maybe we will work off of that. So we'll kind of just pull the geometry back here down the back of the skull. And if you hold the shortcut command, you can actually sink into your geometry to kind of carve out maybe like eye sockets. Oh yeah, I'm definitely seeing a dinosaur now. In fact, let's grab the snout and pull the snout forward so that we're getting more of that, more of that dinosaur. Because we all see dinosaurs every day. Whoa, this actually looks like a bird now. Uh-oh, I don't want a bird. Okay, let's, what was I trying to do again? Oh, wax creatures. That was the goal. That's the default that we're trying to get to. Right now, this just looks like a creepy bird head person. Hello! Oh, wow, it's been a minute. Welcome back to Creativity with DAIII Live. Right now, we are, we're live streaming from Instagram and on YouTube. So if you want to see what's on my screen, gotta click the link in the bio. We're working on a 3D sculpture of a monster or something along the lines, but again, we are just getting started, so don't expect much. Ideally, we're going to have something sculpted, looking nice, and then have it punched back into the internet. Uh-oh. I don't know if is the live broadcast working? Says, Nansher, here's my brother. Yes, I want to watch from the phone. Do you get notified with our messages? I'm watching from the phone. I meant, if you need reference images, I will send you my selfie. Oh, I am not taking reference images at the moment. I will have the next contest in mid-June when I come back from around the world. We'll do another contest, and the winners will be illustrated live. Today we are working on creating a wax creature. Alright, so I'm going to subdivide our geometry, and what that means, actually let's first select it. When we subdivide the geometry, it creates a lot more points of interest for us to work off of. So I kind of like to jump back and forth between having lots of geometry and then having little geometry. Alright, let's use a new tool, the wax tool. This actually doesn't make things appear like wax. It just means that it applies material as if you were like waxing material on. So it looks like it adds material on top, but it's really kind of just expanding it and flattening it at the same time. Cool, I'm seeing some eye sockets getting formed now, so let's go ahead and grab that, hold Option, kind of push that in to create some creepy eye openings. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, let's use the pull tool, hold Option, kind of push it. By the way, holding Option or Command if you're on a PC will do the opposite of what the brush says it does. Hello and welcome to Creativity with DAIII Live. For those of you on Instagram, I'm broadcasting live on YouTube simultaneously right now. So if you want to see what's on my screen, we're doing some 3D sculpting in Cinema 4D. And the goal is that we're going to try to make something where we're going to make it look like wax. We're going to make it look like some wax drawing. Not drawing. it's going to look like a photograph of a wax sculpture. That's what my current goal is. Maybe it changes, but as of now, that's kind of what I'm imagining. Okay, cool. That looks creepy, and that's kind of the goal. So let's go ahead and use the knife tool to kind of sharpen the edges of the face, very slightly. In fact, I'm going to turn down the pressure, so it's just a tiny pinching amount that it does to the eye sockets. There we go. All right. Let's also pinch around this kind of beak-like structure that we made accidentally. Maybe it's a nose. And I'm also going to pinch right where the imaginary mouth is. Cool. So now we're kind of getting this Mario-looking dinosaur creature face. Kind of looks like those shell creatures. Let's jump into. Well, let's give them some eyeballs. They're going to be kind of cartoony, but whatever. We're going to give them some eyeballs. So I'm going to make a brand new. Nope, we're not. We're going to jump into. Oh, you're doing random chat testing. Welcome. Thank you for. Oh wow, I'm happy to hear that. Yay. Thank you. IRO22. So, ooh, we made a bump on the forehead a little bit too big, so I'm going to use the smooth tool to smooth out the bump. Poof, it's gone. Isn't that nice? This is, I wish we had this with Play-Doh. You could just use these tools with Play-Doh. I mean, I guess they're sculpture. But we're doing 3D sculpture right now, so that's what we're working on. Okay, so I'm kind of just looking around this shape. Kind of got a skull of like a bird cartoon creature. Keep doing those. So we'll probably need to change that. I'm actually trying to make this look much creepier, so I'm going to smooth out the entire jaw. And that means there won't be a mouth for a little bit. And then while it's all smoothed out, we can kind of work on something different. So I'm just smoothing out the face. Oh, wow. Looks like Spider-Man. Weird. Okay, not the intention. This is not a Spider-Man sculpting tutorial, although it kind of looks like him right now. So let's not do that. Let's grab the pull tool and start pulling out geometry from the face. I kind of want the lower jaw to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Kind of just adding material on here. And yeah, this is great. So I'm looking. I don't know what this is, but I'm just going to keep adding material until it works. Okay, cool. So we got something going on here. Hello and welcome. If you're on Instagram Live right now, you should check out the link in the description. It will take you to YouTube Live, where we are streaming right from my desktop in a program called Cinema 4D. And I think what's nice about this technique for streaming is that after we're done with this tutorial, if you only caught part of it, you're able to go to see the whole thing on your own time, if it's more convenient. I'm not going to be doing these every day, but I want to at least give it a test, give it a fair shot, see if it's something that is welcomed and encouraged, or if it's something that no one cares for. We'll see. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to jump out of our sculpting mode and into our standard mode. And what that does is it allows us to see all the other options that are normally hidden from us when we're in sculpting mode. Now that we're in this setting, I'm kind of just looking around the face to get an idea of what I want to do next. I want to give it eyeballs, so we're going to make 2 spheres. By default, it puts 1 sphere in the center of your canvas when you hit Create. Let's go ahead and move our eyeball up and down and to the side. Cool, we got 1 giant eyeball inside of this very, very creepy face, which is good. So that's the goal, I think. Okay, so now we got 1 eyeball. We could use the symmetry tool to make that eyeball repeat, or we can hold Command, drag up to duplicate the layer, slide it to the left, holding Shift, and then you got 2 eyeballs in the sockets. Easy as that. All right, so let me just take a look at the YouTube comments. Haha, I was doing a random chat test. That's from Nanshirk. Thank you, Nanshirk. All right, cool. Got this eyeball-looking creature. Let's jump back into our sculpting mode, and we're going to re-sculpt around the face now that we have eyeballs placed into the scene. So I'm going to use the pull tool to kind of pull the forehead bridge forward around the eyeballs. Then we're going to use the grab tool to kind of fold it over the eyeball to kind of encase it in a thing with stuff. Very specific terms here. Okay, going in, going in. We got this eyeball looking thing. Okay, I think this is going to work for what I need to do. So just so you know, we don't kill time too much, because there's plenty of that already happening right now, I'm going to show you how we can make this very rough sketch of a model turn into wax and have it look like a realistic wax material. First, I'm going to subdivide a couple more times so there's more geometry to work with. Wow, that looks like a sad creature. That eyebrow furrowing makes me sad. Look at that. Sad creature. Okay, we're going to maybe not make it sad. Let's change the eyebrows to something else. Don't know what that was. Kind of looks like an alien face, and I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, I like the alien face. Let's continue. All right, let me. This might be the neck of the alien, or the tongue, or the body. We have no idea. Okay, so here we are. We are in Cinema 4D. We have sculpted a very rough mesh. Now let's make it look like wax material. So to do that, you need to do two steps. Oh, there's no screen in front of me. I'm used to using my hand gestures during a live stream because I'd record the screen with my phone. But since we're recording the screen live and straight to YouTube, you can't see my hand gestures. So what we'll do is we'll go into our standard mode. And in standard mode, I'm going to make a brand new material by double-clicking the material panel in the bottom of the screen. If we double-click on a material, I'm going to turn off color and turn off transparency. Then we're going to turn on luminance, and in the luminance channel, make it any color you like. For now, since it kind of looks like an alien, I'm going to make it like a green color. But you know, it's not needed. If you click and drag that material onto your creature, it will apply that material, and so now we have a green alien head on the screen. Boom. Simple as that. It feels so weird watching YouTube and and Instagram simultaneously. Yes, it does. It feels weird streaming to both, so I'm probably in the future, maybe I'll only stream to one, but I'm still learning, just trying to see which one works the best for the needs. Okay, so we got this thing going on here. If we hit Command R to simulate a render, you'll see that nothing looks that cool. It just looks like a solid green color, and that's not what we want. I mean, that's what a luminance channel does. But check this out. If we go into our luminance channel and go to our texture option, and then all the way down to an option called, are you ready for this? It's an effect. Sorry, it's a surface. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So if you go to surfaces and then choose subsurface scattering, uh-oh, did they remove it? Let me try effects. Oh, there it is. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to go to texture, you're going to go to effects, and then go down to subsurface scattering. And by default, everything turns off. And you're like, oh no, my colors are gone. So now what we got to do is change we jump into our subsurface scattering, and the lower that this number is, this is such a weird concept to explain, but this is how many centimeters you're allowing light to enter into the object. I'm going to say that again because that's a really weird concept. This is a measure of how many centimeters light is allowed to enter your object. And earlier I was talking about how when you look at a person's ear, if there's a bright light behind someone's ear, you can see through their ear. It's not perfectly transparent, it's not perfectly opaque, but what we see is when that light passes through someone's ear, that weird like glow that the ear has is the result of what's called subsurface scattering. And we can simulate subsurface scattering in Cinema 4D by changing the path length centimeters to something more realistic. So if I make it so that light is allowed to enter this object for 3 centimeters before having to be reflected out, it's going to take a lot longer to render that frame, but what you're going to see is that it's going to start looking a lot more like real wax material. And it's a kind of a bizarre concept. So right now there's no lights in our scene, so to kind of really help push this, I'm going to make a brand new light. I'm going to make it red for no reason. We're just a red light. By default, it's placed in the center of the canvas, so we're going to need to move it to the side. I'm going to move it a little bit forward. Okay. To make this light red, we're going to double-click the light and go to our red options, and then what we will see on the screen is a red light. But now when we render it, get ready for this. You're going to see that red light starts to enter our 3D model. It goes in about 3 centimeters, and then it has to bounce out. And this is where you start getting some super, super cool effects, where we start to get what's called like a wax look. So there we have it. So you could say, hey, we're done. You know, I'm happy with this. So if you want to wrap up the tutorial here, I'll show you one more trick to kind of wrap it up. And for those of you that want to stay, I'm going to take this into the next level, and we're going to do some really crazy stuff. But if you want to be just cool, I have my wax creature, I want to get up and get out, go to your effect panel in the renderer, and then change it to, I forgot, oh I remember, ambient occlusion. This might break it. Let's just test it. I don't know. I can't remember. The ambient occlusion will essentially make shadows form wherever two edges meet. So this kind of adds a little bit more realism, but actually, as I'm looking at it, it kind of ruins the what's it called, the wax effect that we had before. But essentially, that's what it is. Cool. Hopefully this isn't too complicated. What are we doing today? We are streaming live to YouTube as we speak, and we're streaming live to Instagram with you all. And on YouTube, it's recording the screen, and we're working on making a wax creature in Cinema 4D. And that is what we're up to right now. If you want to see the YouTube on your screen, if you click the link in my bio, it'll take you to my screen. Isn't this crazy? The future, it's just a weird tech, man, woman, people, persons. Yeah. Okay. Let us duplicate our light, put it over here. I'm going to turn on shadows. So we're going to go to our shadow type, keep them on, turn the shadows to something like infinite, and then we'll go to our shadows and make it soft shadows. Oh yeah, you're going on YouTube. Sweet. Yeah, because that's where you'll be able to see the tutorial. It's only on YouTube. But you know what's cool is if you miss the beginning of it, you're able to see everything because it's live and it's recorded straight to YouTube. So it's a little different than the Instagram broadcast. All right, I'm going to make this light blue, and I'm going to put it behind the character. I just want to see how does light scatter when there's two options like this, two ways that light can enter the frame. So we're rendering out the frame, giving it a quick render. Oh, thank you, Toxic Shirk. Or Shark. Much wow. Oh, wow, thank you. All right, cool. So this is totally working. I'm starting to see, I think what this piece really needed, or still needs, we're not done, we're not even close to done, but what it needs is it needs more places for light to enter into the wax, or else it's not going to look like wax. So I'm going to make our model real quick and group the objects together so that it's in one spot. With the objects grouped, I can hit R to rotate our head of our character, and we can have it like look around or do whatever we want. But in this case, I just want to have it kind of like land straight on. Next, I'm going to take this blue light and make it brighter. So we're going to go to our light settings and turn up the intensity to about 167%. And cool, let's zoom back into the character's face, hit Command R or Option R if you're on a Mac or PC to render the frame. And this is a lot of the process. This is kind of just reiterating and retesting out the same old, same old. I think I can, oops, lost the render. Let me see. I'm going to put a note on the, I heard I can comment on the live stream now. I'm going to do YouTube live, or live on YouTube. I don't know what to say. Live? It just says love. Okay, I'm not going to work with one eye. Okay, so eyeballs. Let's do something different with the eyes. I'm going to make the eyeballs glow, and it's going to be creepy, but it's going to look like an alien or something, so maybe that's the goal. Not sure. So to do that, we're going to go to the eyeballs and make a brand new texture. This will be another luminance channel. We're going to change the color to be off. We're going to turn off reflectance. We're going to turn on luminance, and then we're going to apply the luminance to the eyeballs. So it's going to be these two bright lights. And then if we go to our settings and turn on this thing called global illumination, it's going to illuminate from luminance channels. So it's going to take a lot longer to render this frame, but the result is going to be hopefully a more realistic looking, whoa, okay, whoa, this is what I wanted to see. Oh man, okay, wow, okay, I'm excited. I'm excited with what we have going on so far. I'm going to add even more lights now. That just changed everything. Cool. Cool. So now, wow, okay. Let's go into it, and we will now add light another light, and this time I'm going to add it right in front of the eyeball of our character. And the reason why is I want to have the eyeballs be a little bit brighter, so we're just going to put a light in front of the eye, and just and have it maybe cast shadows, or maybe it's volumetric light, so it's like glowing. We got options, so let's duplicate that light, place the other one in front of the other eye, so we got these two little sparkles. Let's go ahead and render that frame out. Alright, so it's rendering out the frame. Thank you so much, Toxic Shark. Let me take a look at the comments on there. Random chat testing. Excellent. Is it working on YouTube? I haven't tried doing the live broadcast in 2 places before. Or have I? Can't even remember. But are you able to see it on YouTube? Oh, whoa! Oh, wow! Okay, this is looking crazy. Oh man, I'm getting all sorts of different ideas on how I want to change this. Okay, it is working on YouTube. Thank you so much, Toxic. Ooh, quick tip. If you're trying to do more and more creative projects, you need to make it a regular practice to write contracts. I'm not kidding. I just want to share that today for those of you that are interested in doing creative work and you're interested in doing it seriously. Contracts. You can look up YouTube videos about how to write contracts for design work, but I just want to share that real quick. You need to make contracts, or else you will get screwed over. And even when you do make contracts, you still get screwed over sometimes. So just be on the lookout for that. That was just a DAIII quick tip. And back to the tutorial. So I'm moving these lights around. I'm going to make this light a little orange, and it's going to be kind of illuminating from underneath the character, kind of far away, and just kind of add more dynamics. Next, I'm going to go to garage shading lines, or quick shading. Okay, no, that actually didn't work. I wanted to add more texture and more detailing to our creepy alien face. And there's a fast way to do this, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab what used to be a sphere. We can rename this alien head. And then we can rename the eyeball from a sphere to eyeball, and we'll name the other eyeball eyeball. Really specific wording there. And now with this in place, for those of you just joining, Scott and Martin, and welcome, I would encourage you to click the link in the bio, and you'll be able to see this live on YouTube, where I'll be doing some live streams of these things, recording the screen. Because the future is streaming, I think. All right, cool. So I'm looking around the face. Let's render it out. I wanted to see what it's looking like. What we're going to do next in a second is we're going to adjust the texture to actually have bumps, and little tiny bumps. It might look really, really bad at first, but we'll need to like refine it and kind of A/B test it to make sure that the bumps that we put on the mesh are appropriate and that they make sense for the model. So to do that with this alien head, we're going to make sure our alien head is selected and jump back into, actually we might be able to stay out of sculpting. Let's apply a new deformer. All these blue things here are deformers. Try them all out. They're all so crazy what they do. But today I'm going to be using the displacer deformer. We're going to make the displacer a child of the alien head layer by dragging it underneath that layer icon. And by default, nothing's happening because we haven't told the displacer to do anything. We just have a displacer applied to the model, but it's not doing anything. So select your displacer, go to shading, choose the shading drop down, and then go all the way to noise. Then in the noise section, turn it on, and turn it on to just blister turbulence or something, just till we test it out. Oh, that's weird. I'm not actually seeing it change the shape of the alien head. What's going on? Let's render out a frame real quick. That should have been able to morph the shape of the head, but as of right now, it is not doing that. Welcome, Kilo Ku, to Creativity with DAIII Live. We're live on Instagram here, but we're also live on YouTube, and that's in the link in the bio if you want to see there. Love your videos. Oh wow, thank you, Scott. This is Samantha out for currently a Skype with my parents. We'll come after. Okay, good luck with the Skype call with your parents. If you have questions and stuff, let me know. All right, we are going right back to it. So, I'm not sure why the bump layer is not working on the alien head, so I'm going to try to go back in the sculpting mode, and I'm going to boost the number of segments by a ton. So I'm going to subdivide, subdivide. Ooh, that might crash the computer. Oh, let's save. Ha! We haven't saved once. Love that. Love that. So I'm going to go into Strange folder. I'm going to call this Alien Head Live Testing. Lice testing. That's great. Excuse me. All right. Again, feel free to scroll to the very end of this video right now if you're watching this not live and see how the end result is. If it is what you're looking for and you want to learn how to make that stick along, if it's not what you're looking for, then don't watch this video, because that's what we're going to get into shortly. All right. Jumping right back into the base object, we've duplicated how many polygons there are. So if I zoom in, it's kind of hard to see, but there's so many polygons now. And what we're going to do is jump into our sculpting options, go to our standard view. Hey, thank you, Nanshirk. And we've got an alien head. It's looking all right. We have a lot more layers now. I'm going to temporarily take the displacer layer off so that we can right-click on our alien head model and turn it into a current state to object. Man, that was a clipping of the audio from how loud that cough was. My apologies. Okay, we are right back to it. So, with the alien head, we have now turned it into an object. So when we right-click or left-click on it, you'll see that the whole entire object gets selected. So I think this means that we can safely apply our displacer channel to it. Yay, we can. So look at that. Within one click, we have all these really creepy tiny bumps and spikes all over our alien head face. To test it out, let's go ahead and render out a single frame to see if it's the direction that we want to go. So let's let it render out. Okay. For those of you that are just watching this or seeing this on YouTube, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I have an Instagram channel where I share lots of work and design stuff related to the thing that you're seeing here. It might be of interest, it might not. Just sharing that now because it is just rendering on the screen, and rendering on the screen is a fun and dry and dull process of patience, understanding, and time killing. Okay, it's still rendering out. Wow, there is a lot of information in that bump map. Hopefully we don't crash the computer, but if we do, it's fine. It's hilarious when it happens. Welcome, Marcus and Mick Doodles. Mick Doodles! Oh my god, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome, 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 welcome to Creativity with DAIII Live. This is backwards on that. Man, it's hard to work on two different broadcasts at the same time, but we are working on it. KiloKu1 says hashtag time killing with the laugh emoji, and that should just be the name of this job. It's just time killing, you know? How can you kill time the most efficiently? Toxic shard. Okay, so this render is ridiculous. I can't even see a draft view. It is still processing all that data on the screen. So it means it will probably look cool, but you don't know. You're just kind of like, it could also be horrible. That's the one problem when you do a big complicated render and you're just sitting behind the computer screen waiting for the image to get processed. If you spent too much time in low-res versions and then you just jump to a high-resolution version, let's say it's off. What if you forgot a light? Then the whole thing was a good hashtag time killing. Thank you, KiloKu, for making that a hashtag. I'm going to write that down. I should just use that a lot more. KiloKu. How do I spell your name? K-I-L-O. K-I-L-O. K-I-L-O-K-U-1. I love that hashtag. Hashtag time killing. Wonderful. Time killing. Wow, it is still rendering this frame out. It's not even moving yet. I shouldn't have said yet. I do not plan on animating this one today. Not with the render time like this. No, 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 no. Okay, killing, time killing, killing. Oh, wow. Okay, it's starting to render. Ew, it looks gross. Yeah, oh, man, it's bad. Well, at least we killed some time. What are we doing? Nicholas Boussier asks, what are we doing? We are streaming live on Instagram and live on YouTube at the same time, recording the screen so that it will be, it's a tutorial on Cinema 4D on how to make a wax model using the tools in here. Wow, it looks awful. So that is the one problem with yeah, this is a mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in time, hashtag time killing, and delete the layers that are now making this image look hideous. So, sorry, Displacer channel, you have got to go. Goodbye. And without the Displacer channel, the thing renders so quickly. Look at that. It's already halfway through the render without it. Oh, the YouTube channel is in the bio link. Yes, it should be in the link in the bio. If you click that link, it'll take you to my YouTube channel page, and I believe it should say that it's live or that a live broadcast is happening. And then if you click on that, you will see what I'm seeing together in harmony. Excuse me. And we're also talking about design tips, creative industry tips, and answering questions like, what's your YouTube channel? So, hope that helps you, Nicholas. Alright, we are seeing this thing render through. Okay, so I kind of like this alien creature thing, but maybe the last thing I want to do is I want to add more details on it. And then we can bring it into Photoshop and do last minute processing. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled with the face, so we're going to jump into the alien head and we're going to resculpt it. Not resculpt, we're going to just change some stuff. So I'm in the sculpt settings and then jump into our side view, got all these different views. And that looks like a normal alien head. Because there is a difference between a real alien head and a normal alien head. I can't say that seriously. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the repeater tool and repeat some stuff. Okay, I'm losing my train of thought, so what we're going to do is adjust some things. I'm just going to start smoothing out some of the geometry. It's actually really tough to see because it's all on a black screen with the layers. So, standard. We have the standard screen. If you're watching this live, sorry, if you're not watching this live, go ahead and skip the next 10 minutes while I try to think of the new direction that I'm taking this piece in. Okay, just going around the future, thinking of ideas of what to do. Be Optimus. Oh, nice. That's who you are. Okay. I have this idea. We could add spikes. Oh, we can make tentacles. We could have tentacles come from the face of the character. I've been wanting to try that. So, yeah, that's the new thing. So what we're gonna do is it's gonna get weird. Look out. We're going to go into our circle settings. We're gonna bring a circle geometry onto the screen. Then we're gonna bring a helix geometry onto the screen. All right, so we've got helix, we have a circle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have the circle sweep down the pipe of the helix, and that will create a tentacle. To do that, select your circle and your helix together, and then go to this button, click and hold, and go to sweep. Then drag the circle underneath the sweeper so that the circle is the child of the sweeper, and then make the helix a second child of the circle. And now the circle is, or the helix is swept by a circle. It's crazy. It's a lot of repetition. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the radius of that circle so that we can kind of make it more like a tentacle looking thing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the sweep option and choose the end scale to 0%. That means that when it finishes up going through the scale of the helix, it will go to a fine point at the very end, so that it looks kind of like an octopus tentacle, or if it's a short one, you can make it like a tusk of an elephant. Okay, cool. So now I'm extending the height, and we have now one gigantic, creepy looking thing. Let's change the start radius to be a little bit lower, and then we'll choose the end radius to also be a little bit lower. I used the similar technique to make the horns of the Mars monster character about a week ago. So it's still, that idea is still in my mind, and that is what is bringing this up. To see that, you can check it out on Instagram. It's a monster. it's a monster thing. It's weird stuff. Okay, so we're going to duplicate the sweeper and just rotate it manually to create some variation. Cool, so now we got two tentacles emitting from the face. We could make an array, but the array will make them all the same, and I don't want them to all have the exact same rotation. So we're just going to adjust some stuff, slide it around. Oh, whoa, it kind of looks like Medusa. Weird. Medusa is either from Greek or something, mythology. I don't know which mythology it's from. I remember playing it in the video game. I am ill-informed. Alright, so we're gonna, cool, we got three tentacles emitting from the face, and normal stuff. Let's continue making this creepy by adding another tentacle to sweep from the face, rotating it along the Z axis. There we go. And then adjusting it around here. You know what's so funny is, like, someone's going to see, you'll finally see the full process of how some of these drawings get made. And that's kind of the goal. This is going to be fun for the live peoples. I hope so. A lot of these drawings are based off of weird thoughts. Thoughts about reality, space, time, quantum mechanics, and sci-fi. Those have been the influences as of the past month. So I'm just placing this tentacle-looking thing in the side of the face. Now what we'll do is we'll apply the same wax material that we applied earlier to the body. We're going to apply it to all of these tentacles. So now there's a bunch of wax tentacles coming out of the lower half of the face of our already disturbing creature. Let's add another one, because why not? Cool, so we added another one. Let's rotate it along the y-axis. That's the green one. And we'll adjust it to kind of emit also from like the chin almost. Yeah, this thing looks super creepy, which is the goal of today, I guess. It was, I did say in the tutorial, was to make a creature. Let me take a quick peek. Oh, whoa, Nicholas, what's up? He's on the YouTube comments now. Hey. This is cool. There's so much technology involved with making this live broadcast work, and I'm happy that it exists. Okay, cool. So we got weird tentacle monster thing. Let's go ahead and render out a single frame. Keep in mind that all of this material is now made out of wax, so that means that light is going to enter it for about 3 centimeters and then choose to bounce out, and that will create a really cool effect that we have discussed earlier called subsurface scattering, and it's how light behaves when it enters translucent materials. You know what's going to be super fun is when we bring this into Photoshop and go crazy with the compositing. How long has this broadcast been? 'Cause I actually don't know. Oh, this is Davy Jones's brother. Oh, yes. I love that. Oh, Davy Jones's brother. I feel you on that one. Oh, wow. Okay, so this face is coming out Looking pretty creepy. That's good. That's what I'm trying to go for. Um, I think we need to add more tentacles. Yeah, more tentacles need to be emitting from the face. Also, I want to make the eyes bigger so that they're like maybe even make him out of glass. But we'll make the eyes bigger of the character, and then we'll put more tentacles coming from the face. Um, and then I'm gonna add a volumetric light underneath the creature so that it creates these long shadows on the face. And there we go. So let's just jump right into it. First things first, eyeballs. Make the eyeballs gigantic. We're gonna use the T tool to transform them. Whoa, these eyeballs are huge. Okay, cool. Big eyeballs are made. Great. Wonderful. Let's duplicate. Actually, we can probably take all 5. How many tentacles did we make? Yeah, we made 5 tentacles. We could, whoa, it looks like an octopus now. A pentapus because it has 5 tentacles. Let us change that. Maybe it'll be an octopus. Let's actually add a couple more. Then duplicate that one. Rotate that tentacle. Wonder if this will give anyone nightmares when it's done. If it does, I think I would say my goal was achieved. Alright, here we go. We're going to move this here. Alright. Tentacle monster. Great. Alright, cool. So we got lots of creepy tentacles. Let's continue on. Let's add another one. Another one. And then we're going to add this one here. We're going to rotate our tentacles around. Now, welcome everyone calls. We're working on Cinema 4D right now in a live YouTube broadcast. It will give more context as to why we're talking about tentacles, monsters, creatures of the like. Without knowing that, this is just a very bizarre live stream of someone. So, you know, I'm trying to give you a little bit more context as to why this is so weird. Alright, cool. We're rotating the tentacles around. And also, believe it or not, this is actually related to a client work. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And that's the goal. Alright, I don't know how many tentacles we made. Let me count them real quick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tentacles. Let's just do 1 more, and then we can call it an octopus, because no one knows why. It's just a fact. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to rotate this. Cool. We have an octopus. I'm going to change the subsurface scattering of the octopus legs to all be this one instead. Whoa, 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 what just happened? Oh, sorry, I grabbed the wrong layer. Let's try this one. Why do I have to do this one by one? I wish you could just select all of them. Cool, so we're just going through. Something weird's happening. Oh, I see. I'll just render it temporarily so we can see what we're getting. Oh, Scott, the YouTube is the link in the bio. If you click the link in the bio right now, it will take you to my YouTube channel where you'll be able to see the live broadcast of this weird tentacle monster. It's disturbing, as a heads up. I mean, you're getting yourself into something disturbing. So, you know, just giving fair warning. Oh, thank you, Mobinsley. Mobinsley, thank you. That is very kind. Alright, we're rendering out this frame. It says 33 seconds. Ah, I forgot to mention. The lower that you make the subsurface scattering amount, the longer the render time takes, because it has to calculate more information. It will have to calculate all the bouncing of light inside of the object, outside of the object, and around it. Luckily, we haven't made an environment yet. There's no environment around our setting. I'll probably do that all in Photoshop to save render time. But, whoa, okay. So this is rendering out now. It looks weird. A good weird. Yeah, it looks very weird. As a you know, giving you a heads up. It's weird. Very weird. Cool, let me just go ahead and duplicate more of our weirdness to more layers, because that is what we do here on creativity with DAIII Live sometimes. Depends on what the client wants. It depends on the goal. Because this, I'll sometimes make stuff that's like corporate, or I'll make things that are, I wouldn't make this for like a business. Maybe I don't think they would like need a tentacle creature with creepy eyes, but I see a need for it. So that's what's happening. Whoa! So I just rotated the tentacles to be from behind the character. It creates a... Wow, that's just disturbing. Even for me, I would say this one's it's getting more disturbing than usual. Which is good, it's fine. Okay, let's render that one out and see what it looks like. No problem, Scott. Let me take a look at the YouTube comments. Oh! Young. Oops, we lost the render frame. So actually what I'm going to do to help speed up the render time, so while we're still kind of sculpting or modeling, is I'm going to turn off two things. Turn off global illumination and turn off ambient occlusion, because those things involve a lot more extra processing that the computer has to do. So if you turn those off, it should speed things up a lot. Oh, whoa. Oh, but I still have subsurface scattering turned on, so that is still going to take up time. All right, I put the tentacles back to the front of the face where they were. How do you have so many followers? Is the question. Young Swissy. Frequent posting. I try to make stuff for people that I think they want to see. Holding contests helps. I like to hold contests to bring value to people. Those are the techniques, I think. Okay, so we are continuing on with the tutorial. We have a weird, creepy creature. I think we might be able to export this and bring it into another program pretty soon. Maybe just want to add a few more light beams. We got big eyeballs, creepy face. Cool. Yeah, okay. We might be about done with the Cinema 4D part of this tutorial. Toxic. Young Swissy. That's a cool name. Swissy. Young Swissy. Okay, so... Oh, wow. So the eyeballs are definitely glowing. They're pretty strong. We have weird, creepy tentacles emitting from the face of the character. It's missing something, though. I'm not told. I don't know what it's missing yet, but we'll find it. We'll find it soon. Better. So what we'll do is I might cover the face with hair, like an animal, and actually turn off the subsurface scattering from the head of the character. So let me temporarily remove that from the alien head, and then go into display, just go to shading. So now it's just a regular head model. Wow, the legs of the character aren't appearing. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to select the alien head, and then we're going to go to simulate hair object, and then add hair. It's going to get crazy. Oh, where's the hair? I should have applied it. Hang on one second. Let's do... Oh, thank you, Case Dre. I appreciate that. Oops. Alright, so we're going to jump into the alien head sphere. I don't know what's going on. We can't select the alien head. Whoa, we made a duplicate of it. There's two alien heads on the screen now. Okay, so what's going on? I did not mean to make two. Oh, we got to apply it to the null object. Sorry. Lots of jargon. Lots of jargon's happening. Again, if you're not watching this live, just skip to the end of the video. Don't even watch anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah. But I'm not done. I'm gonna try to turn this into something better, something that I'm gonna feel happy posting, and happy to creep people out with. That's the the current goal. So to do that, we need to make this creature more disturbing. I like the eyeballs. I like the light coming from the eyeballs, but I want to make this more like a monster. So what we're going to do is go into our null object and simulate hair object and add hair. But that should be showing up. I don't know why it's not appearing. We might need to go into the alien head and read its thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, we need to figure this one out. Display lines. Every one of these polygons should have a hair on it. What's going on? Thank you for the likes. I mean, I'm mostly just sitting here questioning my reality, but thank you for joining me in that journey today, right now. Let's move a light over here underneath the character into the back. More lights, better. Okay, alien head. Tentacles, alien head. We just need hair. Hair on the alien head would be great. Okay, cool. So I had to select the null object. Now it should work. So you go to simulate hair and then add hair. Why is it not showing up? Sorry about this. Oh, it is showing up. There's just so many of them that they're all clustered together. I think. Increase the length of the hair. It's not doing anything. Huh. We might need to scratch the idea of giving the character hair. Let me just render the frame out and see if we see any hairs that are forming. Welcome for likes, but I think my finger is broken now. Oh no! Your boy dead, memes! Are you okay? Oh wow, so it looks like the live stream on Instagram is going to end in 1 minute or less. It says 58 seconds and counting. So thank you so much for watching Creativity with DAIII Live. This was a kind of an experiment. If you want to continue on with the tutorial, I will still be live, I think, on YouTube. And we'll continue making this monster better. And hopefully within the next hour and a half, we're going to take this into Photoshop, make it look way better, and then post it up on Instagram, because that's the process. But in case that doesn't happen, thank you so much for watching. Toxic Shark, you've been great. Your boy Dead Memes, awesome. Oh, YouTube, look in the bio. The link in the bio. The link in the bio. The link in the bio goes to YouTube. It's going to end in like 2 seconds. No, 14 seconds. Your boy Dead Memes, Toxic Shark, Kilo Ku came up with this meme. Hashtag time killing. That's what we do here. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry, we're still live on YouTube. Let us continue. Almost forgot. Oops. All right, so what are we going to do next? We got this character looking kind of weird. Yeah, so we got options. Which alien head deserves to have hair added to the geometry? Let us find out. So let's see. All right, so we're gonna just jump in. Oops, getting messages on YouTube. Okay. See if we can render this frame out. I mean, I guess in the sake of time, I know we're at an hour now, so we should probably just say it's time to move into the next program. We don't always get the best renders out of Cinema 4D. You know, sometimes I distract myself and don't get the result that I'm looking for. But for this particular piece, I think that we can do a lot more tweaking in Photoshop. So how about that? First off, I'm going to expand and try to see as many of these tentacles as possible. And we just kind of just pop back into the frame there. We have our light set up. We could add some more reflections or something. Might be kind of cool. Okay, let's just do that. And then let's go into our settings. We're going to up everything. We're going to turn up the ambient occlusion, global illumination. Those are great. I'm gonna change the output, have anti-aliasing to best. I'm gonna change it to maybe 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels. We're gonna export just the current frame. Cool. Yep, that should work out. All right, and I'm just lining it up to see if it kind of lines up our center line here. Actually, we'll do more of the centering in Photoshop. Cool, so we got this alien creature head. Who knows what this thing is? I mean, this is bizarre. And what we'll do is we'll go to our render settings, just make sure that we're saving it to the correct spot. In this case, I'll save it to my alien head live stream. We'll just call this alien stream thing. Okay, save. Cool. Last but not least, I'm going to change it from a TIFF file to a PNG file. And we're going to preserve our alpha channel so that it's on transparency. Wonderful. So I think that's good. Yeah, that should be the frame. Just double checking that it's all in there. And let's go ahead and render it. What you can see is an old render I did. By old, I mean it was like a day ago. It's a fidget spinner. Yeah, I'm going to be using that for a different video, so fidget spinner. But in the meantime, the alien head is rendering. Ooh, that's creepy. Just two eyeballs. Whoa, zoom too far out. Okay. So yeah, we are just rendering. I'm going to start preparing the Photoshop file. Oh yeah, these are some other projects that we've worked on. To give you an idea, this is something I worked on, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And what we did is we made the render in Cinema 4D. I'll just show you some of the layers while the piece is rendering so that I'm not totally wasting time. Our initial render looked something like this guy here. Let's see if I can bring this to the front real quick. So our original layer was this. This is what we got out of Cinema 4D. We have the girl character that we sculpted at a different day and we utilized in different tutorials. We made these rocks in Cinema 4D. We used bump map textures. I added these sparks. I was trying to imagining like a world where you can, like they cut into the rock. I was going to have a chunk of that rock like falling off here, but I kind of just like that rock there. And then we made these glass orbs or whatever, and then we put some lights to simulate some of the northern lights, just like Photoshop brushes. Then what we did once we had this render, we brought it into Photoshop, and that's where I think a lot of the magic can happen. So you go from a render like that, and then you can turn it into something more aligned to this. So I changed a lot of the color channels. We brought in a lot more green and blue colors. We added a lot more contrast so that we can see the shapes a little bit better. I also added this glow to make it look kind of like it's coming alive. And yeah, let's see how we're doing on the render. Ooh, coming along. Rendering. Let's see, I might do a little broadcast onto Instagram real quick and say that we're still live on YouTube. Alright, we are still live on YouTube right now. We're about to move into the Photoshop process of editing in Cinema 4D. We have a creepy alien looking creature. Hopefully I see you there. Alright, bye-bye. Yep. Alright, I think it is good. Sweet, we have the alien creature and it's done. Let us bring it into Photoshop. File, open, actually I'll just do a brand new 2K, 2000 by 2000 pixel thing, so matches 2000 by 2000. Cool. Next I'm going to navigate to where that was, so I can right click on that, save the field in the Finder, drag the alien head into there. Cool. So we are in Photoshop. We have no background. Let us let us begin. Let's bring in some stars. Wonderful. I believe this is, which galaxy? This is the Tarantula Nebula. You can look these kind of images up not YouTube, on Google. And ideally, find one like this. I think this one is free to use for commercial or for fun. You've got options. Okay, with this character, I'm going to duplicate it a couple of times. We're going to jump into the filter gallery and change the camera raw filter. In here, I'm going to start changing just about everything about it. So we're going to adjust the exposure. We can make it more or less if we want. Increase the contrast. Change the tinting a little bit more color that matches our environment. Vibrance. Ooh. So if you take the saturation all the way down, it'll be like, no. Something right around here was very good. I like that little glow around the eye socket there. Then we go to our red channel and just take all the reds and either bring them up or take them all the way down. Or we can do a mixture of the two by having high in one area and low in another. Let's go into our green channel. And in our green channel, what we'll do is either reduce the greens, maybe get more reds, or increase them, get that look going for us. Whoa. So I'm just trying to test out what the colors are best for what I'm going for, somewhere right around there. I like that brightness. Let's go to our blue channel now. Adjust the blue so you can bring it down. It makes it very yellow, or you can get that kind of pink glow. I like the glow. Oh, well, the yellow goes kind of cool too. Okay, let's try something like that. Great. Let's jump into our sharpening. We can just sharpen it in a small percentage. Go into our red channel. Choose to bring out or reduce colors in that. The hue. Sorry, we can change the colors of isolated ones. So I'm going to leave that one. Let's try our saturation. We can make the red less saturated. Whoa, and then it's like magenta over there. I actually like that one, so we'll do that. Whoa, totally changed it. Kind of like this one over here. Let's go to our yellows. Cool. Just adjusting some stuff. Great. Alright, let's hit OK. Wow, look at the difference. Before, after. Before, after. So that doesn't blend in with the background. So we need to change that. Oh, whoa. Love your username and pick. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Toxic Shark and Phase Leafy. Oh, thank you so much. I can leave the comments on the screen. That'll be helpful, and I can see both. And then what we'll do from here is we got two of them. I'm going to hide one of them and duplicate this one again. And now we got these two alien monsters. Let's jump into our Tarantula Nebula and do something similar to make the colors align better. So let's go into our image adjustments. We'll try hue and saturation first. We'll kind of just change the hue so that it matches the environment. I'm guessing it's going to be yellow and a little bit brighter. Let's see what we get here. Whoa, okay, not brighter. So take away the lightness. Set this back to 0. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay, so we got this galaxy doing that. I'm going to duplicate the galaxy, and for this one, we're going to go into our adjustments and try our exposure settings. We're going to adjust the exposure. Whoa. Maybe not. Just kidding. We're going to go to the image adjustments. Let's try curves. And this is similar to the, actually it's almost identical to the one that we just used, but this will kind of make it a little bit more contrasted by reducing that there, so just the highlight show. And we can make the lights a little bit brighter by bumping up the upper right portion of the curve. Some of this there. I'm just trying to take a look at background and the foreground. Let's go into the red channel and see if we can. Whoa! Looks like Space Cthulhu. I might call it that. Okay, so we're gonna. Ooh. Whoa. Man. Okay, I don't know what colors we're gonna do. Something along there. Yep. So greens. No green. Less green. A little bit more green. Okay, let's go there. Let's try blue. That one looks kind of enchanted and mystical looking, but maybe not the effect I'm going for. Okay, so let's see. I'm just adjusting the curves to something that works for me. Great. Great, great, great. Next, we're going to make this even crazier, because guess what? We're just getting started. I'm going to bring in another galaxy that we might use or might not use. And with this one, I'm just going to set it to a screen so that it passes through a little bit, and I'll shrink it down. Or actually, I'm going to increase the size. Then with this one, we're going to go to Filter, Distort, and then we'll do what's called a polar coordinates, and it will make a weird thing. Cool, we got that. We got some vortex thing going on. It's like a flying spaghetti monster. Cthulhu had a baby. Yes. Oh my God, toxic shark. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so let's put this little aura around here. Oh, broke it. I broke it something. I wonder if I can turn off the. Oh wow, that's new. So you can turn off the polar coordinates if you choose. Back in the day, that used to get burned into the image. All right, cool. Let's do that. Let's use a brush to erase the edges. You have to rasterize it, so now it's burned. And I have it on a soft brush and kind of just go into the contours of the shape. Kind of just erase areas that you don't need. And then we'll make the brush even bigger for the side over here and kind of just tap along, getting rid of stuff that you don't need. Okay, Cthulhu. Toxic Shark calls it the flying spaghetti monster, and Cthulhu had a baby. Alright, so he's woo, cool. Alright, we're not done though. So what we're going to do now is I want to make it look like he's gigantic. So the way we can simulate this is by erasing parts of our character so that they are behind this, I guess, space, galaxy, field. We can create that illusion, is what I'm suggesting. First, I'm going to duplicate it just in case we break something and hide it over here. And then I'm going to take this design here. And what we'll do is just grab our eraser. Yeah, just grab our eraser. And just erase parts that should be kind of further back. So maybe just kind of erase this out of here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll use a harder brush, so we'll increase the hardness of the brush, and probably use a little bit better texture. Okay, okay. We're just kind of placing this in a way that makes it look like it's kind of coming from behind this nebula. Cool. Actually, I'm going to move that part of the head there. Let's see. Alright, so sorry about the silence. I'm going to continue erasing in here. Cool. I'm going to bring in some more clouds. Similar technique, instead of screen. Ooh, maybe not. Let's try overlay. Yeah. No, take it back. Let's go soft. Maybe no clouds. Back in time. What would happen if we didn't have that nebula there? I'm going to go to this one and also adjust the hue and saturation a bit. Oh wow! Thank you for watching. It's been a while. Hopefully I'll wrap up soon. But it's a pleasure to have you through the process. Hopefully you're learning a bunch of tips and tricks and you can try it on your own work. That would be the goal. Ew, it looks like space urine. Not going to use that. We're going to go away from that direction and try it. Ooh. Wonderful. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this one. Got a few more things I need to do. So one of them is using what's called a tilt shift effect. This is one of my secrets. I'm going to duplicate this layer here and go to tilt shift. So if you go into the filter gallery, there's an option called the blur gallery. You can go to a tilt shift. What this does is it blurs out things that are past this line. So and you can choose how intense you want the blur to be. So if you really want to go crazy, you can do something like that, or you can do less. You get this option choices. But I actually wanted this to be a. I'm going to try to rotate this. Widen it a little bit, so it's not too blurry on the edges. I just want to blur out a little bit. Same. Even less actually. So let's drag this one out. This kind of adds a little bit of motion to your image. Okay. Cool. Now let's do an adjustment layer. Is, oops, which one is it? This one? Yeah. You can do an overall exposure on the whole piece. You want to make like a faded film look. But, yeah. Actually, I'm going to delete that one. We don't want that layer. Oh my god, it cracks me up. That's a good quote. I appreciate that. Cool. Last thing I might do is take this layer here and duplicate it, and then shrink it. Whoa. And shrink it down and rotate it. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. I think that's about it. This thing's gone here. I guess we can add a crop this out. So now I'm going to share one last secret. It's a free plugin for now by Google. Ready for this? You can take this piece here, go to your filter, and it's called, oh, it's not working. Oh, I have to merge these all. Let's grab everything, duplicate them by hitting Command J, and then we'll merge it, and then we'll hide everything else. So we just get one layer that has everything now. I'm going to crop that layer by clicking the crop button. But yeah, here's a free plugin. It's called Analog Effects Pro 2. And this is what you can do with it. It's kind of crazy. You go to Filter, Analog Effects Pro 2. And this is going to open it up into a new program where you can make your image, you can turn your image retro very quickly. And presets, but all of them are customizable. And these are ones that I made. So these are my own presets that I use for certain. Whoa! Yes! Yes! I'm going to use this. I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to go to my bokeh amount. Adjust some things. Whoa! Alright, let's go to the bokeh strength. Oh, sorry, blur strength. So I'm just going to make the circles bigger, or I'll make them smaller. Dirt and scratches. Yeah. Let's change our strength of that one. Let's go to basic adjustments and just do some color change. Whoa, that's kind of cool too. Thank you, Toxic Shark. Whoa. Okay, I like this one. Let's see if we can find this. I like it a little bit darker, to be honest. Let me try my detail extraction, just make it a little bit more details. Less, more, less. AB it. It's before and it's after. I don't know, maybe there's too much grain. Let's go to the film type. Reduce the grain a little bit. Cool. Oh my god, if I saw this through a telescope, I would be so mad. I'd be like, damn, someone already took this idea. And I'm just kidding. No, we'd have a lot greater concerns. Yeah, that would, man, I hope we never have to see this through a telescope. Although it would be cool for a split second, but then you would realize the implications. and then, you know, that would be a problem. We do star bokeh. Oh, a heart bokeh. Oh wow, now they're all tiny little hearts. Little baby hearts everywhere. Let's see, aperture rotation. scratches. Maybe we can take off the dirty scratches. Or maybe we can just make it with scratches. Let's try scratches. This one. Switch it to this one. No, I guess we don't need the dirty scratches. Photo plate's kind of messing up the image. But let's maybe just make it a little bit weaker. It would be awesome wallpaper for desktop. Oh, nice! Yeah, don't be surprised if that becomes a thing. I actually have a desktop that I've made, or a screen. I have a desktop. I do that sometimes, but don't be surprised if this one does become that as well. Oops. Wow, we made this start to finish today. I wasn't actually imagining getting to Photoshop in this time frame, but I'm happy we did. Whoa, what's this? Oh, that's the vignette, or vignette. Alright, so that's turning up the vignette so it's really dark. That's kind of cool. Then we can also have it kind of medium, so you can see all the brightness. Maybe I'll just do somewhere in between right about there. Alright, there's one more effect I'm going to try to blow your mind with. What we do is we go into our build a camera. I'm going to add this thing called double exposure. So let's go to build, let's go to camera kit, and then there's a thing called double exposure. We can add it, and then we can place where we want our second exposure to occur, and you can change the zoom, and it just gets crazy quick. And then after you kind of get it placed somewhere that you kind of like, then what you can do is change the balance of it so that it's not so crazy. So you can like have it be where it's the focus, you can have it be not the focus at all, or you can have it be somewhere in between. Then you can adjust what the exposure is of that second image, and it actually dynamically impacts the image we need. Do our zoom strength, so this is no strength at zooming, so it's almost the same one-for-one image. It's actually a little too chaotic for me. Maybe there's a chance we won't use it, but I wanted to at least give it a shot. Blur, just the blur strength, and you can even rotate the blur. Sick. Oh wow! Thank you, Toxic Shark. I'm happy to hear that. And actually, to be honest, based on if this gets shared and people like this kind of stuff, and they share it places, you can guarantee I'll be doing a lot more of them with even more secrets and design tips. I'm mostly trying to see what platform is going to be the place where I host my live content. It's either going to be Twitch, or YouTube, or Facebook. But last week I tested out Facebook, and I got, I'm still measuring how effective each one is. But this week I'm measuring YouTube, so we'll see what we do. Cool, I think that's going to about wrap up the tutorial. So thank you all so much for watching this process all the way through the end. I mean, I know it's a long time, but I do really appreciate it. And hopefully you learned a bunch of stuff that you can test out on your own projects. I'm actually going to take away the double exposure. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching Creativity with DAIII Live. It's been a pleasure to have you all here today, and I look forward to the stuff that we'll do in the future. The goal today was to try to learn how to make a wax creature, and so hopefully by the end of the tutorial you kind of learn how to do that and then turn it into a weird monster, something else, who knows. But regardless, thank you so much for watching Creativity with DAIII Live, and have a creative and productive day. Alright, goodbye!